let's do some war. The video we're gonna watch today is called What is Warhammer 40k by lovely Bricky. So don't forget to give this video a thumb up and always subscribe. I really enjoy the rabbit hole that I'm jumping into here. And let's dig in further, shall we?
In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium exists the Empire of Man, a backwards carcass of an empire comprised of many devoted forces, gigantic robot knights, religious machine cultists, and incredibly heavily armored women.
Yeah, woman, we like them. They're always silver hair. That's why I like them.
Most likely with sweltering abs. And one must know what
are those abs? Anyway.
Those abs taste like.
Okay. I didn't expect this.
My gamer subs flavor is here. Sweet six-pack has arrived.
Yeah, man, you sold out me. That's why we're talking about abs for sure.
A delicious and refreshing cherry pineapple blend.
Ooh.
Play the sound.
I love pineapple though. That's a good flavor.
Yes, my Bricky's official gamer subs flavor is here. Sweet six-pack, not only in regular energy mode, but also in caffeine-free. The cherry pineapple flavor is not the kind of flavor that just smacks you in the face. It is light, it is refreshing, and it's one of those things where you sip it and you go, not bad. And next thing you know, you are having your fourth refill the same day. And
pineapple juice is Niner's favorite, so this is actually selling on me, okay? And also they have decaf, that's very good. For people who doesn't drink coffee anymore, maybe they increase your anxiety sometime. Decaf, go decaf.
Is available now. Link in the description. Use code Bricky for 10% off your entire order. Not just for this, but for everything you buy.
Amazing.
And I'm not dumb. If you buy any of these tubs, regular, caffeine-free of my sweet six-pack flavor, you will get a Muscle Girl 32-ounce shaker completely for free. There are only a couple thousand of those shakers, so get it while supplies last.
While supply lasts. When is this video coming out? 1 year ago. Okay, supply is gone now. I'm sorry, Bricky.
I believe we finally have this, but I told everyone, like, once you find out.
I'm sure supply. Are they still lasting though? Can I check? Oh, well, okay. Well, no, not anymore.
Flavor, you'll be like, yeah, that tracks, and damn straight does it track. Sweet six-pack available now. Code Bricky, link in the description.
Nice businessman, commercial riser. Good job. The cup went out of stock within minutes. Why am I checking 1 year later and think still have dreams and hopes? The cups are gone, flavor is still there. Got it.
The age of knowledge and enlightenment has ended. The age of darkness has begun.
Ooh. Age of darkness has begun.
Roughly 60 million years ago, there existed aliens. And these aliens lived short, painful lives. They belonged to radiation.
We know who this is. Necron, right? Necron.
Stricken worlds and often died of various cancers before the age of 30. These aliens, the Necron tier, looked up to the stars and found extreme beings of real power. Beings with the ability to create life. The old ones of the galaxy.
So are they the first one discover the old ones? Can we call them like the god? Are they the first one discover the god? Are they also the first one discover the warp then?
They asked these old ones for help. Please cure us of our ailments. To which the old ones said, piss off. So the Necron tier gathered together and did the sensible thing. They declared war upon these old beings and were promptly beaten into the dirt back to their short, painful lives.
But that's still honorable. It's like the god telling you, fuck off. You'll be like, yo, I'm just gonna fight you until you give me what I want. That's actually honorable rather than aimlessly worshipping or just give up, you know? The old ones are not the god. The old one is weird, like the first race. Oh, the first recorded species. So they're not god.
World of Warhammer, there is a hell. This hell is not like you and I know it. It's more of an afterlife, a place where dead souls end up. This place has many names: the Empyrean, the Sea of Souls, the Immaterium, and the Ether. But mostly, we just call it the Warp. While you and I know of hell as a place of horrors and punishment, the Warp isn't really that. Not in the beginning. It's energy. But the kind of energy formed from thought and soul, psychic energy, where the dead souls of people end up in a place that is impossible to understand.
Got it. So when Necron fighting the Psyker, those Psyker got their energy from warp already, and they can be killed, so they are not god. The old ones are not god. This was before the mortal corrupted the god, so the chaos god were very chill and psychic power was easier back then.
No laws of reality exist. Like, time is merely a suggestion, and it is not something that can be braved easily. The warp would be like sailing the ocean in a pirate movie. To jump from your ship would be certain death.
So I learned that the warp is physical. So you can literally sail on the edge of it, like how the tall people. It's not physical, but once you are in it, it can be felt. What does that mean? I thought it's physical. So it's not physical, but you can feel it through your mind. Then how do they drive the ship on it if it's not physical?
Stay in the sea for too long on your boat could drive a man mad. And there are many dangerous things lurking in those depths. Yet the sea is not evil. It simply is.
It's just energy in the warp. Warp is bad energy, make you go crazy, like you eating crazy mushroom make you go crazy. They also make you imagine things.
There are more malevolent beings in those waters, areas that you do not sail towards. This would be known as the Realm of Chaos. Realm of Chaos exists in the warp as a special area led by 3 chaos gods. Khorne, the god of combat, murder, and slaughter, with a pile of skulls taken in his name.
You know what? I think Khorne is the very honorable one in here. As long as you show bravery, like you show your fighting spirit and bring him the skull, he will respect you and he will bless you, right? Compared to this one, the trickster. What logic do you got?
God of change, mystery, and deceit, a confusing paradox of lies, schemes, and sorceries. And Nurgle, god of rot, pestilence, and Genshin impact.
Wait, what? Why is Nurgle god of Genshin impact? Why though? Why is it good for Genshin impact?
All things rot in the end, and Grandfather Nurgle is waiting for you with open arms. These gods ruled their respective realm in the warp, sending their many followers against each other in the great game to be the most powerful of all the gods. So the warp exists.
Maybe because Genshin is brain rotted? That's a reason. Genshin player don't shower.
Hell is real, parallel to our galaxy, with the realm of chaos and its gods fighting for control. But there are also gods of real space, gods of the normal world too. They're called Catan. And
Catan. I remember Catan.
They eat stars.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
These star gods saw the plight of our poor Necron tier and how the old ones cast them aside and said, you know what?
You know what?
You guys want immortality? Oh, we will make it happen. We are the gods of the tangible, of real space. We can give you a cure.
Something as good as that, you should always question it. Like, what are the consequences? What do you want from me for trading this, right? Is it really worth it?
So then they ate all their souls. and turned them into robotic automaton, feasting on their souls and leaving a hollow shell of an intelligence left that is
1 second, the chat is covering Bricky's face. I feel bad. Here, let's move it down. Perfect.
technically immortal. With the power of an entire species' souls, they turned their new robotic slaves on the old ones and hunted them to extinction. The
Wait, but they were dying of super cancer. I thought Necron can live until 30-year-old until they die. They just want to live longer, right? It's nothing personal, just business. Oh.
Frontier, now the soulless, undying Necrons got their wish at the price of their souls. But we can count the number of kind gods on an amputated hand. With time, the selfish star gods turned on each other, fighting one another for more chances at glory and power. With this, the leader of the Necrons, Zarek, the Silent King, the man who doomed his species when he accepted this deal, waited, planned, bide his time until he seized the perfect moment and turned his legions of undead citizens against the star gods.
So they do have eternal life now. This leader will be the eternal leader. Wow.
Gods cannot be killed, but they can be broken. So Zarek broke the star gods into thousands of pieces and locked them away in vaults, taking their free will away as they did to them, and sealed them away as basically Pokemon to be used as weapons in the future.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's the Void Dragon.
Zarek then
Is that XQC?
with his perfect memory, exiled himself for his sins, flying out to the darkness between galaxies to atone for what he had done. This entire situation, the genocide of the Old Ones and the rebellion of Zarek, will go down in history as the War in Heaven. It is the most brutal
You remember this name now, the War in Heaven.
war the galaxy has ever seen and ever will see. This was a conflict that took an entire galaxy-spanning species and pitted them against gods that ate stars. The Necrons, rather crippled from, you know, the war in heaven, decided to go to sleep in gigantic tomb worlds on various planets until the upstart species of the galaxy died out. And
oh, that's their plan. They were waiting for everybody to die out. Well, that plan failed. That certainly failed. They just wake up and more things is in the galaxy now. So they're technically a copy of themselves like AI. This is what I'm afraid of, chat. We always know they talk about AI uploading your brain to a cloud. I really question, is that still me? If I really upload my conscious after I pass away to an AI cloud?
so turns out when you have a war that lasts tens, hundreds of thousands of years and involves the genociding of multiple species, the old ones of the galaxy, and the consumption of souls from an entire race, the warp gets a little wacky.
That's a little
if you had a
wacky.
kiddie pool and it was nice and calm, Korn is over there splashing about, so you don't really go in that direction. Nurgle has explosive diarrhea, so you don't really go in that direction either. But you can still kind of get in the pool. The pool's still fine. Turns out when you add a couple trillion souls to that kiddie pool, it'll make the waves a little more turbulent. And turns out a lot of them like to pick a side, Nurgle, Tzeentch, or Korn. So the once calmer warp, the once relaxing kiddie pool, has now been bloated. A million years of
Oh, this is why even though... Oh, I missed out on this part before. This is how Warp got so many souls. And now they have their own groups.
war will certainly make Korn, god of murder and slaughter, more powerful.
Oh, that's it. That is also how make Chaos God more... Okay, I'm understanding.
Million years of war will probably make Tzeentch, god of deception and change, a little more powerful. And good god, a million years of war will make Nurgle, god of decay, just the tiniest.
He is eating so well. Imagine thousands of people died through war. Nurgle gonna eat so well. Also, during the War in Heaven, the Old One created the Eldar and Crocs to help fight the Necron Satans.
A bit more powerful. Now, entering that kiddie pool is no longer fun, it's dangerous. The warp is now a problem. Hell is resembling hell a lot closer to what we imagined it originally. The Sea of Souls and the Realm of Chaos are now intertwined. So who else to brave the galaxy than a species that won't need to deal with that?
Oh no. The freaking Eldar.
The Eldar
Yeah.
are space elves. They have a lot of the traits that you probably think of when you think of elves. Tall, slender, pointy ears.
Yeah, pretty, smart, arrogant, narcissistic.
More androgynous looking, no matter what DeviantArt will tell you. And a bit stronger on the emotional side. The old ones, as I mentioned, could create life. And when they were getting, you know, absolutely bodied by the Catan and the Necrons, they made some new races to try to help them. One of them was the Eldar. It didn't
Oh, so the old one makes the Eldar? Okay, wow. All the decisions they choose, they made Eldar. In old lore, Eldars are eternally beautiful even to Imperial Guardmen. Bricky has a lot of bias against Eldar because he got his ass beaten miserably by them in the tournaments. But I like him hating Eldar. I don't like Eldar either, okay? I don't like Eldar. I don't like arrogant creatures.
save them, but they're here now anyway. Oh, and also the orcs, but
Yeah.
they're busy right now.
Wow.
The Eldar are a particularly psychically powerful race. So they were really adept at being able to handle the new turbulent warp of chaos and good at killing Necrons, hence why they went to sleep. Being psychically gifted is basically like being a wizard. But
So they did beat Necron until Necron go to sleep, right? They be like, okay, I'm gonna wait until all of you all die out and I'm gonna wake up again. At this moment, Eldar is alone because Necron went to sleep.
you get your wizard powers from hell. This is called being a psyker. And basically, if you want to do cool wizard shit like lightning from your hands or reading someone's mind, you can do that. But you siphon the energy to do that from the warp. Luckily, the Eldar are very good at handling this without too many negative effects.
Literally, the Necron rage quit. So real.
Effects because, you know, summoning power from the Sea of Souls with the new Chaos Friends can be a bit of an issue.
Why are they so special? Wow, really, the old one made them to be perfect. Why do they got so freaking lucky?
But Eldar are pretty good at it. And you see what's really cool and also awful about Warhammer is that most developed species travel long, faster than light distances by going through that warp. They create a tear in reality to unreality and move through it. Faster than light travel? Cringe. We go through hell itself to deliver your packages. For those of you who play Minecraft, you know how the Nether is like a pocket dimension? So moving 10 spaces in the Nether is actually moving something like 1,000 in the real world. That's basically what warp travel is. Just much like
It's just faster and more convenient. So why not? You might lose your brain and your mental power, but you just, you know, be stronger.
the Nether, there are a lot of things that want to kill you. The Eldar found a way to do so in between realities. Not regular reality, not the warp, something else. A purgatory of sorts. A fabricated psychic realm that allowed them to travel without fearing the negative effects of the warp. The Eldar were the perfect fit for the new galaxy, and they took it with open arms and pointy ears.
So they can travel through the vibe wave with no negative influence through the warp. I see great business opportunity in there, okay? UPS, postal office, you can deliver your package in 2 seconds. You know, you order now, press your finger, deliver next door.
Empire of the Eldar spread everywhere, and it spread all the way until now, the 21st century. That's right, while you were watching NPC streams on TikTok, the space elves were ruling the galaxy, and they did so for quite a long period of time.
The rise of humanity.
First century came and went. Humanity grew and grew, all under the nose of their elf overlords. At this time, humans advanced, your classic sci-fi style way. We began to expand, colonize our solar system, terraformed our planets, created new and more powerful machines and starships. The age of
the age of Terra, during this time, has Eldar ever visited us? No, we were too down back then. We were still monkey in there? Oh.
Terra, also known as Earth, but we call it Terra here, was here and existed between the 21st century all the way until the 15th millennia. Not much is known about this time. Not much needs to be known. Humanity grew up, sought the stars. It's classic. Then,
so like us, right now, we see the star as star. We haven't explored galaxy as a system yet.
Came the years between 15,000 and 25,000, the age of technology, or to some, the dark age of technology. This is when humanity reached a new apex of technology.
Yeah, this is when we reached the peak. We got all the SCT from this time. This is the peak when we started to, we primed out industrial mechs that were upgraded into nets. Yes, yes. Farming tools were upgraded into nets. That's how primed we were.
A logical understanding. When you think of sci-fi, there's a lot of things you can think of. Star Trek, maybe Star Wars style. You can go cyberpunk dystopian. The age of technology was deep sci-fi, like a scientific prowess that fringed on magic. This is also when the first ever psychers began showing up in humanity. Individuals with the genetic mutation to be able to access the warp.
Somehow we get technology, and at the same time, we also get psychic power.
And then because of that, travel through it. Humanity was no longer constricted to their early ways of travel. With warp travel, they could go anywhere in the galaxy.
Is it because we touched the warp?
They equipped ships with gigantic AI machines, with everything you would ever need to know about mankind, and sent them out on colony ships to expand their influence across the galaxy. This was truly the golden age of humanity. And with every golden age...
Oh, I don't like this screenshot. Have you all watched Berserk? If you have, you know everything happened on this screen right now is very sad.
There is a fall. While the new human upstarts of the galaxy were reaching new levels of technology and prowess, the Eldar were engaging in
debauchery.
Debauchery! Debauchery! What happens when a species has everything? You can...
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about earlier, literally. What happens if you got everything with no limits? When you're all talking about upload your brain to AI cloud, break all your physical limits and all that, we are perfect. Everyone will have the look they want, everyone will have the virtual body they want, you know? Infinite food, now nothing required to be struggled with anymore, maybe, because depends on who controls the AI cloud. Maybe capitalists are still in there. However, if we truly break the limits, are we gonna become like Eldar? We got VTuber? Yeah, we are the VTuber, right? Yes.
Produce unlimited food out of nothing. Your need for farmers and workers, gone. You have dominated the stars and have created a fast travel system that doesn't rely on the dangers of the warp. You have nothing else to do. You have no struggles, no problems, and feel as if there is nowhere else to go. Well, you begin to experiment. The Eldar started harmless enough. You know, you take a serious interest in your species' culture, your arts, paintings, poems, plays. These are Eldar, elves, remember? Their emotions are...
Yeah, their emotions. They have a lot of emotions. That's like one thing similar to us. We feel a lot of emotions too. And those are double-edged sword, really.
Patent. More powerful than us humans. So your plays get louder. They start to...
Okay, they have stronger emotions than humans. Sorry, I take that back.
On the limits of your hearing ability. Your music becomes different, more deranged. It pushes the boundaries of what is art. The visual spectacle of art becomes more bizarre, more delusional, more eccentric. And let's not forget a very important sense. Touch. Pornography is one thing. Brothels is another. What if they all mixed? What if your brothels were part of your art and music? And what if those became more deranged? The boundaries of debauchery were not just met, but shattered. Next thing you know, murder is commonplace and often mixed with the art, music, and sex. Pain is a
I get it. So they experience one feeling, but just because they got nothing else to do. So they be like, so now I eat sugar. Now I want to eat sugar with salt. Now I want to eat sugar with salt and pepper. So they just want more and more and more. It's like they're building their resisting to happiness because of how successful and perfect they are.
Common byproduct of entertainment. Whatever sensation you can have must be increased, must be enhanced, must be taken to the limits. The Eldar Empire slipped into a nightmarish realm of debauchery and excess, with the worst of it taking place in a city in the Webway, a black market for these kinds of heinous acts known as Kamara.
Kamara? Oh, it is my first time hearing that too.
Eldar saw the writing on the wall, saw what was happening to their species and how far they had slipped. So they boarded continent-sized starships called craft worlds and left their empire, seeking a more enlightened, calmer existence among—
Yeah, they are the current Eldar now, right? They realize their mistake and they carry their ancestor stone on them, and they have rules. They were breaking all the rules, and now they're bringing the rules back.
Some Eldar saw the writing on the wall, saw what was happening to their species and how far they had slipped. So they boarded continent-sized starships called craft worlds and left their empire, seeking a more enlightened, calmer existence among their peers. Some, those in Kamara, pushed it to even greater heights, relishing the pain and torment they inflicted on those around them. All during this, the warp, the yin to the yang of the world, was fed by these emotions, by the psychic power of the Eldar, by the souls taken in these depraved acts on a galactic scale. And just like that, Eldar ended. Slanesh, the fourth chaos god, was birthed into existence and consumed the souls of 9.
So they make people into furniture. We learned that. They paint art with their own blood. They even start to eat themselves as Eldar just for entertainment. I remember all that.
90% of the Eldar population. Those that fled were spared the worst of it, and those in the Webway and Kamara were able to stave off the pull of Slanesh so long as they continued to commit horrid acts of torture and violence. But for the majority of the Eldar, their empire died with Slanesh's birth. The new fourth chaos god, she who thirsts, the god of unspeakable
I like how they always make her either pink or purple. That's like, I feel that. I feel the pink, okay? I feel the pink in there. Is it me, or does Niner look like a younger version of the lady? Really?
Process of pleasure, pain, hedonism, and perfection had been born. With the fall of the Eldar Empire came the ruin of humanity. Slanesh's birth sent storms in the warp across the galaxy, making travel between star systems impossible. Coupled with a huge classic AI rebellion.
So is Slanesh the one fuck us up as human? Because they make warp travel impossible. How did they make it impossible though? What did they do?
Between star systems, impossible. Coupled with a
why though? They're just always active in there?
Huge classic AI rebellion is a staple in these sci-fi settings. Humanity began to suffer the age of strife. Planets that relied on intergalactic travel were completely cut off. Long-range messages normally sent through the warp were snuffed out. If you were a planet that was great at mining stuff but couldn't get food, well, that movie about the rugby players in the mountains. Oh, and because of these insane warp storms and fluctuations, psychers began to appear among the human population a bit more often. Now, this initially had them hunted down as witches, because that's pretty common in this setting, but some deemed it right to protect them. Unfortunately for those people, psychers, because they open a gateway to the warp, don't really know how to use their powers well, and they kind of attract
so they become a demon. They start to summon demon because they don't know how to really handle it?
Demons, who then force their way through the psyker as a—
Hey, Araka. It's Ludo Araka. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, Ludo raid. Welcome. That's what happened when untrained Psyker use their power because it's two-way connection. Oh. So if you can reach them, they can reach you back. Exactly.
Conduit of sorts and begin to slaughter the population of your planet. The Age of Strife was a catastrophic period of time for humanity and set back their progress tenfold over the not one, not two, but 5,000 year period. During this time, the age of humanity that we know began to form. Worlds equipped with large mechs for agriculture began to equip them with weapons to defend from alien and demonic invaders. Over 5,000 years, this became a custom and tradition, dubbing them as night worlds, a feudal society of honor-bound
Knights! They're so cool, Max!
knights in gigantic robots that uphold the chivalric code to defend their worlds and honor. A group of individuals on Mars, after radioactively bombing their planet to become inhospitable to human life, ran their entire lives underground on the few life support systems keeping them alive. Those technicians who could work on the machines and keep them operational were revered, and over 5,000 years went from skilled members of society to full-blown priests.
Yes, these are the priests we were talking about earlier. Do they have their brain still intact? And somebody said actually they removed their brain, right? Some of them would remove their brain. Half brain is removed. If you remove the other half, it's tech heresy. Augmented brain.
Mechanicus, or tech priests of Mars, formed in the ashes of the Red Planet with a religious fervor and doctrine on the cult of the machine god. And on Earth, or Terra, techno-barbarian tribes waged war across the planet in a Mad Max style of blood and gore, until finally, a mysterious man who lived in the shadows of Terra for millennia finally revealed himself to the populace. His name was the Emperor. He deemed himself the Emperor of mankind. Where did he come from?
Nobody knows.
I don't know. Why is he 10 feet tall and the most powerful psyker of all of mankind? I don't know. Why is he basically immortal? I don't know. Where'd Cotton Eye Joe go? Who knows? But he's here, and he isn't happy with all of you ripping up Terra.
Yes, the goat, the big E. The big E is here.
He began the Unification Wars, where he and a very early version of the famous Space Marines, the Thunder Warriors, reunited Terra under a single banner. With blood. Then, after taking over Earth, he reunited the Thunder Warriors into the fucking dirt. This is
Terra. So before Empire is here, Terra was in chaos. So Terra was, he really saved humanity. Okay, now I understand even more why you all respect this dude so much.
where we get the Imperium of Man, also known as the Imperium. The new faction headed by the Emperor of Mankind, with a treaty signed with the cult Mechanicus on Mars to spread out and reunite humanity after the catastrophic Age of Strife. But first, the Emperor is going to need some smaller versions of himself. 20 of them. 18 of them, I meant.
See, like, this is my questioning part. He needs a smaller version of him. Maybe he shouldn't call them the son. If he never teach them the relationship they got, maybe it will just be a toxic working relationship.
Gene-crafted sons of the strongest human to ever live. All of them possess unparalleled strategic power, intelligence, formidable strength and size. A real powerful force to unite humanity and stop the chaos of the current galaxy. Speaking of chaos, you ever seen that image of that guy? It's like throwing the baby like a basketball. That's not what happened. The Chaos Gods intervened and grabbed the 18 Primarch gestation pods and yeeted them across the galaxy at a whim, everywhere they could possibly go. A galactic game of keep away. So the
Wait, so the Chaos grabs them and throws them away. That's what happened? Warp Rift into open lab. Oh, Warp Rift opened into labs.
At a whim, everywhere they could possibly go. A galactic game of keep away. So the Emperor had to get them back. So begins the Great Crusade. A crusade across the stars to reunite not just humanity, but the Emperor with his fallen sons.
Yes.
The first to be found was Horus. one of the strongest and most noble
Yeah.
sons. The Emperor carried with him a legion of newly crafted warriors with genetic
Nice.
material made from their Primarch father. These are the newly made Space Marines.
Like, what's the point? She sent them all over the space, and the Empire just found them back one by one.
For Horus, his were the Luna Wolves. And as the Emperor continued on his great crusade, he found more and more of his sons, reuniting them with their individual Space Marine legions. Leman Russ, the cunning hunter with the Space Wolves. Rogel Dorm, the Phalanx with the Imperial Fists. Angron, the Barbarian, the very angry with his World Eaters. Fulgrim, the Perfect, with his Emperor's children. And Jagatai Khan, the Swift, the Stoic, and his white scars. Those were just some of the 18, and one by one his lost Primarch sons were returned to him, and their Space Marine legions returned to them. The Great Crusade saw humanity once again reconquer the stars, returning worlds of humanity back to the Imperium and killing any and all who stood against their noble crusade. But in the years of the 31st millennia, treachery would break this all apart.
Horus Heresy.
Horus, the Emperor's most beloved and favored sons, named War Master for the Crusade, succumbed to the power of chaos and daddy issues, all because of that bastard
Daddy issue is so real.
Erebus. Yo, fuck Erebus. Slowly, Horus would become corrupted, turning the Emperor's sons against him. This begins the most pivotal moment in our story, and the one that has like 50 books written about it, the Horus Heresy. 9 of the 18 Primarchs turned against the Emperor, and the following years were a bloody battle for the throne of Terra. The Emperor originally was working on a special webway project, just like the Eldar.
Yeah, this is a wave we talk about. They almost unlock infinite UPS. So close. Imagine if they can open this portal thing.
To make faster than light travel significantly easier and safer. Really improve humanity to allow them to conquer the stars without the risk of the warp. Well, this big red idiot named Magnus kind of blew a hole into that, literally and figuratively. So Big E over there is stuck on a gigantic golden throne, holding back the oncoming rush of demons.
How did he just accidentally blow a big hole into that? Psychic power with astral projection. There's a shield over Terra. He broke the shield and let the demon in. Oh my freaking. He wanted to tell Empire Horus was bad and accidentally blow up her Earth's protection to do so. Is he stupid? They also don't know about demon. They also don't know about shield either, kinda. Not even ignorant. This is not stupid or ignorant. He just really doesn't know. It's a tragedy.
And
I maybe just become a portal. I don't think I have enough mental power to contain it.
The Astronomicon, basically a big North Star for people who are sailing in the warp to help them navigate. The Horus Heresy saw many loyalist and traitor legions pitted against each other in a bloody war until it reached Terra itself. Horus, unable to break through the lines and with time running out, made a gambit and opened his ship up to be boarded. The Emperor took this challenge, quickly allowing someone else to take control of the throne as he teleported his way onto Horus's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit. The
But this part I never know. I never know how did they go down.
Emperor, unable to truly kill his most beloved son, changed his mind right quick when Horus strangled the life out of his other son, Sanguinius.
What?
I'm sure you've seen this image at some point.
What?
The Emperor then said,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
and proceeded to psychically blast Horus into complete oblivion, killing not only his body, but also his soul. When Horus strangled the life out of his
He strangled
other
who?
son, Sanguinius.
Sanguinius. Why? Why would he kill Sanguinius? Why Horus killed brother for what? Is a vampire dude? What? He strangled a vampire dude. Oh.
Oh no!
I'm sure you've seen this image at some point. The Emperor then said,
Emperor.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
and proceeded to psychically blast Horus into complete oblivion, killing not only his body, but also his soul. Horribly
Yay!
wounded from this duel, the Emperor is returned to the Golden Throne in order to keep the demons at bay and power the Astronomicon, because without it, humanity would be flying blind. There he sits, slowly dying from his wounds and the strain of powering the Golden Throne. The only thing keeping him alive is feeding upon the souls of 1,000 Psykers every single day. This was 10,000 years ago. We are now in the 41st millennium, modern day.
Horus and Sanguinius were good friends though. They were super close. Aww, Horus don't even want to kill him. There's just no good guy in Warhammer. Erebus is just evil. Most other people is just tricked.
Warhammer 40,000.
Yay!
The Emperor remains on his throne. The Imperium is a rotting carcass of an empire, a fascist, xenophobic cult that worships the Emperor as a deity despite him never wanting to be seen as a god. Over the span of 1 million
Yeah, Empire said he never want to be seen as a god, yet these people are making him into a one.
worlds, the ecclesiarchy, the church of the Emperor, is spread throughout. Inquisitors with unparalleled power root out any sign of heresy or lack of devotion to their god Emperor. The other half of the traitor legions move about as Chaos Space Marines, raiding and pillaging the Imperium, while the loyalist half does their best to keep the Empire alive. All throughout this, they must endure Orc invasions, Eldar trickery, the reawakening of the
We are so fucked.
Necron race,
As
and
human, we are so fucked. We can't be sure he did not see that coming and become a god himself. But if he existing, he will deny. He will be in denial of all this worshipping into him as a god behavior. But if nobody worship him as a god, then there is no silver-haired lady fighting as a nun. There's some good coming from that idea, you know. I like the sisterhood. I enjoy them.
the Great Devourer, the newest tyrannid threat from the darkness between galaxies that has arrived to feast on their worlds. The theme of Warhammer 40,000 is regression and intolerance. Every major faction in Warhammer has had an empire that spanned the galaxy only to be crushed back to a hollow shell of what they once were due to their own failings.
And everyone is kind of not at their prime, but also at a very high power force. The great irony is all that imperialism is using Logger, the big trader's teaching, for basic of their society. It's just embarrassed by it as a chaotic worshipper.
Culture, the arts, personal freedom, religious tolerance, the simple possibility that alien life might not want to kill us is considered heretical and is often met with a pistol to the head. There is no time for these things. All there is time for is worship of the God Emperor and a million wars to be fought. To be a human in the 41st millennia is 99% of the time to live a horrible existence. To be
Quick question then. Empire is done. Who is making all the decisions? Like who is making decision to send out Space Marine? Is it the Primarchs? High Lord of Terra make most of the big decision, but universe is so big the region decide for themselves in most cases.
one of trillions of other humans across a million worlds throughout the galaxy. A galaxy where AI is outlawed, so humans are repurposed and lobotomized to become slaves. A place where lack of devotion is met with death. And if you even have devotion, there is a good chance the threats to the galaxy, chaos, and aliens will kill you anyway. Warhammer is a world where you revel in being bad. There are protagonists, there are antagonists, but every faction is some shade of evil. Because
every faction in the end is just gray. There is no black or white.
Playing the bad guys is always more fun, and my friend, you have a selection. So pick up that las gun soldier. You and the other 3 million men and women in this single deployment on this single world in this single battle will now show them the might of the God Emperor.
Yay!
That weapon in your hands has killed 99% of the alien populations in this galaxy. Unfortunately for you, soldier, you're fighting the final 1%. May the Emperor be with us. Glory to the first man to die, for in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Good video. Such a good video. Wow. I'm clapping. Good video. I enjoyed it so much. Fantastic video. Such good video for beginner like me too. It was a lot of learning, but I like orcs. They're funny. However, I feel more connected to Slaanesh. I respect the Empire, and Nurgle is cool. I hate Eldar, by the way. No.
Thank you, everyone. I hope I have helped teach you about Warhammer. If you are a brand new person and you want to get a bit more about the world, there are multiple books that do a great job at showing off how the entire universe operates. For the most part, Warhammer is a setting, and often stories are told in that setting with a Warhammer coat of paint. Gaunt's Ghosts is Band of Brothers, but Warhammer. It's honestly one of my #1 recommendations for new people. Assassinorum Kingmaker is an assassin novel involving those night worlds. This is Mission
Thank you for recommending books. He's so helpful.
Impossible, but Warhammer. Bloodlines is Blade Runner, but Warhammer. And the list goes on and on. If I had to recommend a brand new novel for a first-time Warhammer enjoyer, these are the 4 I would recommend. Horus Rising, Caiaphas Cain, First and Only Gaunt's Ghost, and Infinite and the Divine. They are all fantastic novels, and they will get you acquainted with the world without needing to know too much. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Get yourself a Gamer Subs flavor. Enjoy the new sweet 6-pack. And if you're curious and you want, you know, just a little lord, you can find him in the description as well on my merchandise store, orchid8.com.
Amazing.
Thank you for watching, and may the God Emperor be with us.
Obviously, you're a skater.
Anyway, I learned a lot again today. Huge thank you to Bricky for giving us permission to react and learn from his video. And I learned so much, and I really appreciate all this effort he made into the video. So please check out Bricky if you haven't followed him or subscribe or give him all the support that you can. Thank you, Bricky, and we really appreciate it.